I knew, yes. As an actor, there are times when you just feel in your spirit and your soul that you kind of need to move on.
Have you ever wondered what Taye Diggs and Idina Menzel's fairy tale relationship transitioned into? Love and passion, they say, are the two captains in a ship. However, here we see how even these two elements can be active, and the ship will still be wrecked. That is the sneak peek into Taye Diggs and Idina Menzel's love story. Take a walk with us as we uncover what caused their shipwreck and how it played a major role in the upbringing of their child, Nathaniel Walker Diggs, and what his life is like 15 years after his birth. Taye Diggs, originally known as Scott Leo Barry, got this nickname, Taye, from his name Scott, wired, right? He was born on the 2nd of January 1971 to the late Marcia Barry and Andre Young. Taye said in an interview that when he was 3, his father, Andre Young, left his mother, and his mother remarried, which is why he had a different name growing up. Marcia Barry was a teacher and an actress, which signifies where Taye got his dreams and passion. She was born in Newark, New Jersey. Marcia was a dancer, teacher, and singer. She fell in love with Andre Young and gave birth to Taye Diggs. But 3 years later, they had a fallout where Taye's father left him and his mother at a tender age. According to Taye Diggs, he never knew his father, Andre Young, owing to his absence. Taye inherited talent from his mother's genes. Taye Diggs was born in Newark, New Jersey. He is the only child of his mother and father, who had a short-term marriage. When his mother remarried, Taye had 4 other step-siblings, 2 boys and 2 girls named Gabriel, Michael, Christian, and Shalom. Taye Diggs attended Allendale Columbia School in Rochester for high school. He knew what he wanted, and his mother supported him as he was transferred to the School of Arts. Taye said his mother was the reason he achieved his dreams, as she always supported his endeavors. He said he went to the School of Arts immediately after discovering he had the heart for acting. Taye went to Syracuse University to further his dreams and nurture his talent. He studied musical theater and graduated with a bachelor's degree in fine arts. He started performing on stage in university and starred in the movie Carousel in 1994, his first breakout to the world. This brought the name Taye Diggs to the limelight. Surprisingly, this movie won Diggs several awards. Taye became one of the biggest Broadway stars and featured in Rent. This was the time and place he met his first love, Idina Menzel. Stay tuned as we'll delve deeper into their love story later in the video. Taye Diggs also sang on the Rent film soundtrack. After Rent, he appeared as Mr. Black opposite Menzel's character of Kate in Andrew Lippa's off-Broadway production of The Wild Party at Manhattan Theater Club. This was the second movie he acted in with Idina. At this point, it was undeniable that the sparks had been ignited. Diggs then moved from stage to television with a role on the soap opera Guiding Light. In 1998, he made his film debut in How Stella Got Her Groove Back, which brought Diggs much acclaim and exposure. This was the limelight of his career, and he became the most sought-after actor. The following year, he played a tantric sex god in Doug Liman's Go and an AWOL groom in the coming-of-age drama The Wood alongside Omar Epps. Malcolm D. Lee's The Best Man featured Diggs as the title character, an author, and the groom's best friend. He also starred in the 1990 Nice remakes of William Castle's House on Haunted Hill. Diggs was featured in an episode of America's Next Top Model, helping the contestants through an acting challenge. Another notable role of his was on the comedy drama Ally McBeal as a lawyer named Jackson Duper, who was Renee Raddick's love interest, and the possible love interest of the Ling Wu character. Diggs portrayed the title character on the short-lived UPN television series Kevin Hill, which, despite critical acclaim, was not renewed for a second season. In 2002, he reprised his role as the band leader in the film adaptation of Chicago. Also, he played opposite Christian Bale as Bale's partner and antagonist Brant in the dystopian sci-fi thriller Equilibrium. In 2003, Diggs appeared on the television show Punk after being tricked by Ashton Kutcher while getting a checkup at a Punk'd-operated doctor's office. In early 2006, he guest-starred for several episodes as Will Truman's love interest, James, on the 8th season of Will and Grace. In May, American Broadcasting Company picked up his pilot, Daybreak, in which he portrayed a detective trapped in the same day and forced to relive it to clear his name of murder. The show debuted in mid-November 2006, but was abruptly canceled due to poor ratings. Although his film and television careers continued to progress, he still frequently returned to the stage, a passion he could not overlook because not only did he have a heart for stage performances, but that was also where he met his first love. He was seen opposite James McDaniel in Charles Fuller's A Soldier's Play at Second Stage Theater in New York. Diggs co-starred as Sam Bennett opposite Kate Walshin in Private Practice, the spin-off of Grey's Anatomy, which ran for 6 seasons from 2007 until 2013. Diggs had a guest role on The West Wing as a Secret Service agent in charge of the security detail for the president's daughter. He later guest starred on Grey's Anatomy again in a Grey's Anatomy and Private Practice crossover event. Diggs had a major role in the live-action adaptation of the comic Dylan Dog, Dead of Night, in 2011. He also narrated the ESPN Films documentary The Fab Five about University of Michigan basketball players Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, Jalen Rose, Jimmy King, and Ray Jackson. Diggs is one of the stars of the independent film drama Between Us. Among its other festival appearances, it won the Grand Jury Prize at the 2012 Bahamas International Film Festival. From 2014 to 16, Diggs starred in the TNT serial crime drama Murder in the First with Kathleen Robertson. The show ran for 3 seasons. Aside acting, Taye Diggs is also a writer. He authored 4 children's books, including Mixed Me, Chocolate Me, I Love You More Than, and My Friend, all illustrated by Shane Evans between 2015 and 2020. Diggs played the titular character Hedwig in the Broadway production of Hedwig and the Angry Inch at the Belasco Theater from July 2015 until the production's closing in September of that same year. In 2017, he appeared in the films Till Death Do Us Part and My Little Pony, the movie, where he voiced Capper the Cat. He has twice appeared on Paramount Network's reality competition series Lip Sync Battle and is the show's only 2-time winner. In a 3rd season episode against Neo, Diggs sang his competitor's song, Let Me Love You Until You Learn to Love Yourself, and then performed as Madonna for Round 2's performance of Vogue. In his next appearance, the 4th season's Christina Aguilera tribute episode, he competed against Erika Jane, performing Beautiful and Candyman. Taye Diggs hosted the game show Hypnotize Me with hypnotist Keith Barry, based on Barry's British program You're Back in the Room. Hypnotize Me was initially shot for broadcast on Fox in 2016, but never aired on the network. The 8-episode series was eventually broadcast on the CW in the summer of 2019. He starred in the horror film Incarnation alongside Jessica Uberuwaga and Michael Madsen, which was released in 2022. In 2023, he co-starred alongside April Jones in the Peacock streaming film The Comeback. Diggs starred and was executive producer alongside Megan Gooden. Terry McMillan Presents Forever, which premiered on Lifetime on the 24th of August, 2024. He filled in for an actor as the love interest to Idina Menzel's character. We see how much Taye enjoyed working side by side with Idina, and we can't say it is not a mutual feeling as Idina is always seen at her best in those movies. Their interest flew from stage and television to the real world when they made their relationship official. He proposed and married Idina Menzel, the love of his life, and they had their son, Walker Diggs. Who is Idina Menzel? Before we unveil that aspect of Taye Diggs' life, let's understand who Idina Menzel is and the impact she had on the Diggs. Idina Kim Menzel was adopted to Menzel due to American pronunciation. She is popularly known as the Queen of Broadway for her play Elsa and the song Let It Go. She was born on the 30th of May, 1971 in Manhattan to Stuart Menzel, a pajama salesman, and Helene Goldberg, a therapist. Being the first child, she had a younger sister, Kara Menzel. Idina's family were Jewish, and they migrated from Russia. Her parents separated when she was 15 years. Can coming from a broken home be a trauma? Idina attended J. Irving Baylis Elementary School in Plainview, New York, H.B. Thompson Middle School in Syosset, and Syosset High School. When her parents separated, Idina started working at a bar at 15, singing to make money for herself while she was in university. Like Taye, Idina went to New York University's Tisch School of Arts and earned a bachelor's degree in fine arts. She recorded a demo in 1992 for Jimmy Walsh. an Irish songwriter who got an award for his musician Menzel, who was paid only $75. Idina knew at that stage she had to start her career in the music and film industry, as she had both the passion, degree, and talent to sustain it. Idina Menzel's debut was with Adam Pascal in Rent. According to research, she was friends with Pascal before she did the stage performance with him and Taye Diggs. At the time, she was dating Pascal, but on meeting Diggs, she fell in love with him. This became like a love triangle. But after this Broadway, we couldn't account for her friendship with Adam Pascal. However, she and her lover Taye Diggs became an item shortly after the Broadway. Rent was her first mini-successful Broadway. However, after Rent broke out, Idina went singing, making other Broadway, and lost an award because the success of Rent didn't last as long as she thought it would. Menzel struggled to cross over into a solo music career beyond stage musicals, claiming the industry did not take her seriously as a pop or rock singer due to her Broadway origins. It was a tough time for her, but her determination and resilience to achieve her goals and live her passion kept her going, and she didn't give up. She produced and released her debut album, Still I Can't Be Still, for Hollywood Records in 1998. One single from the album, Minuet, made the radio and records pop tracks chart at number 48 in October that same year. Following the album's release, she embarked on a promotional tour after selling fewer than 10,000 copies in the United States and missing the Billboard 200. Menzel's label put the album out of print, and she was dropped from the label. However, the album was re-released once she began to rise to greater fame with her Tony-winning performance in Wicked. It was a time of refreshment for her as she dropped her second album, then she dropped her third and made it to the Billboard 200 as number 58, making it the first solo album by Menzel to make the charts. Following a series of successful album drops, stage performances, and tours, the most successful album drop was Holiday Wishes, also with the cast of Elsa in Frozen, which was and remains her golden moments. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Menzel created and launched a brand new YouTube web series for children entitled Idina's Treehouse. The series featured Menzel from her treehouse in her Los Angeles home that was originally built for her son Walker Nathaniel Diggs. It features a full set of songs, stories, and appearances from Menzel's family and friends. Now, let's unravel the fairy tale love story of Taye Diggs and Idina Menzel that birthed a son. Taye Diggs and Idina Menzel's first meeting dates back to the 1996 when they crossed paths in the musical Rent, and sparks flew between them immediately. Seeing how passionate Idina was, Diggs could not get over the beauty that accompanied that passion. He said it took him no time to fall head over heels for her. Her easiness to get onto her character was very smooth, and not to forget her voice, he thought angels had started living on Earth. Taye said he couldn't get over the beauty beside him, and he knew there that she had to be the one that would end his search for love. Idina, on the other hand, felt butterflies in her stomach as soon as she started working with Taye. According to her, he could flow into any character whenever he wanted. She also talked about his professionalism when he was on set, but she said she couldn't miss the glint in his eyes whenever she was around him. Not being able to let go of the chemistry between them, they started a relationship and became as close as ever, as they worked together during Rent, making the movie into a reality. They have a history on stage in the film and in reality. They became so inseparable everywhere and were always seen together. However, though they were smitten by love, they did not let it affect between their careers, and their career ventures blossomed while they were together, cheering each other at every award. When Idina was at an award ceremony, still unknown to her that she would win, she said Diggs said, "I will never let your smile fade. Even though you don't win this award, make sure you keep your smile up, 'cause to me, you are always a winner." She said those loving words deflated her anxiety, and she was able to calm down. During her speech at the stage after she was announced as the winner, she said she finds her strength in her man being like-minded and passion-minded. He was always a source of support to her, and he never made her feel less. He constantly tells her she can do better, and there is no ending point for her. When she went through those hardships with her song not meeting the Billboard, she said Diggs never failed to tell her that she was made for the limelight and that she just needed to push more. She always got comfort from him. As she received the award, Diggs was seen crying at her confession. It was a sight to behold as people were awed by chemistry. Their love story is one many wish to have. However, when did they finally walk down the aisle, and how did they embrace parenthood? Let's find out. Taye Diggs and Idina Menzel got married in 2003, 8 years after they began dating. Their marriage ceremony was very quiet in a small nighttime event overlooking the ocean at the Round Hill Resort in Montego, Jamaica. This place was said to be magical because that was where Taye Diggs acted in the movie How Stella Got Her Groove Back, the film that contributed to Diggs's universal fame in 1994. Taye Diggs fell in love with the place during his movie set and wanted to make it a special place where he would tie the knot with his lover. After their wedding, Diggs never stopped mentioning his love, likewise Idina. Every day of their lives was like love afresh. They spent time together at every chance they got. They made a statement about giving time to themselves. So they set a schedule within themselves to make sure they were never apart for too long. They made sure they had time for each other to build and grow themselves and their young family. Idina never stopped giving praises and accolades to her husband, and Diggs always did the same. Every award each of them got, they acknowledged each other and dedicated it to themselves. Their love waxed stronger as they didn't hide the dates, walks, random pictures, romantic words, and the vacations. In March 2009, they announced they were expecting their first child. The excitement the parents had concerning the coming of their first child could not be matched. Diggs talked about how Idina was so prepared. His words were that he had never seen Idina that anticipative. She decorated the child's room, painted it, and they picked out a doula. "My wife is so on it." He said they talked about their life with their child, how they would make him their priority and never let him lack attention, love, and needs, and how they just work out their busy schedule and make sure they give their baby their best in terms of love, care, and attention. How did that go for them? Were they able to keep to their promises? Let's find out. Idina also said that Taye was so keen to have his first child as he loved children a lot. She said growing up being the first among 4 siblings, he had a soft spot for children. She also said she was so ecstatic to see him as a father and how much of a great father he would be. On the 3rd of September 2009, after 6 years of marriage, they had their first child, Walker Nathaniel Riggs. Taye Diggs, who confirmed the childbirth on his page and said that whether or not they would have another child is up to Idina. He was in awe and said her transition to motherhood overnight was amazing. He called her a warrior for delivering Walker without pain medication. Taye Diggs said when the pain first hit her during childbirth, and he saw her face, he joked about how he wanted to run to the other room. Still, her perseverance was profound and increased his respect and love for her, saying she brought out his inner gangster, and he said, "Baby, you are handling it pretty well, that's my girl. It was the best day of my life 'cause she gave me my bundle of joy talking about his child," Diggs confirmed. However, like every other couple, despite their undying love for each other, their marriage hit rock bottom. In April 2013, Taye and Idina talked about how they were working out their marriage and trying new strategies for communication and were ready to give more time to make it work. Unfortunately, 5 months later in December that same year, Taye and Idina opened up to the world about their separation. After 10 years of marriage with a child, what could have caused the ship to sink? They were all about the birth of their son. Was the child not enough to save their marriage? Taye Diggs and Idina Menzel announced the finalization of their divorce the following year. According to Taye Diggs and Idina Menzel, they tried to make the marriage work but couldn't. They said they didn't have enough time for each other, which made them grow apart. Sources said they were at the height of their careers, but their marriage was sinking. Even with a child, it couldn't be saved as they didn't have mutual understanding. They tried everything, even counseling. Yet they couldn't save the marriage as it takes more than words to save a sinking marriage. Commitment to their marriage was hard as they both had very busy schedules. Reports also uncovered from Taye Diggs that they had a societal issue concerning their marriage, as she was from a Jewish home. They shared that their success did not impact their marriage as much as the multifaceted racial challenges they experienced. And it seemed like there was some disappointment in the community with him because he was married to a little white Jewish girl, says Menzel. Taye Diggs and Idina Menzel's child, Walker Nathaniel Diggs, was 4 years old when they separated. At the time, he might not have understood what was happening. Even though they divorced, they vowed to co-parent effectively so that their child would not go through the trauma of separated parents. Incidentally, Idina and Taye both come from divided homes where their parents separated when they were still young. Knowing what it caused them to be victims of such, they vowed to make sure their son doesn't suffer that trauma, thus causing a repetition. Even though they fell out, they had to come and work together to give their child the best childhood. In their words, "He is our main concern and priority now." We see pictures of Taye Diggs and Idina Menzel taking turns to give their son the best parenthood. Diggs said, "I left our son to Idina because I am sure she would make the best decisions concerning his life." This meant Idina was in charge of co-parenting. How well did they succeed at co-parenting, and what does their son's lids look like 15 years after his birth? Nathaniel Walker Diggs got his limelight at an early age as both his parents were celebrities. He was born in the United States and is a collaborative mix of the African-American Jewish race. Walker, instead of going the path of his parents, has been seen loving sports, as we see pictures of him and his father bonding more over basketball. Idina Menzel, his mother, was worried at first that co-parenting might be hard, but says ever since they started co-parenting, Walker has never lacked love, attention, and care. She says they never miss time with him and appreciates how he has grown into a fine young man. She says he aspires to be a basketballer and loved his sneakers collection. Menzel jokingly said she and Walker were the same size, and she wore his sneakers one day, and he gave her the stink eye. Taye Diggs, his father, says Walker has no love for arts and how much he doesn't like singing his mother's songs, confirmed by Idina. According to Menzel, Walker is not a fan of her music, which is a clear indication that he is not going down his parents' path. Walker has graced social media until now as his birthdays are being celebrated lavishly. He has grown well now that he is 15 in high school and trying to pursue his athletic goals while his parents have moved on to different spouses. Moving on, Taye also commended Idina's movie, saying that they had to let it go, jokingly. He also moved on from their divorce, as now he is in a 5-year relationship with Amanda Smith, an interior designer and a cameo season of Selling Sunset, a reality television series. Unfortunately, they've broken up after 5 years of dating. Does this mean Taye Diggs has commitment issues? Idina Menzel is now married to Aaron Lohr, who's also familiar with her past in Rent and even appeared in the 2005 film adaptation of the musical. What's your opinion of Diggs and Menzel's love story? And do you think Nathaniel Walker Diggs will ever feel the trauma of having a divided family at any point in his life? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section below. If this video was insightful, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Before you go, click on the other links on your screen to explore more videos.